Got a great veg hack for you today. We're gonna talk about sweet potatoes. Now, they're not actually potatoes. I'm sure you know a potato is a root, sweet potato is a tuber, and that's the difference. But for all intents and purposes, what you can do to a potato, you can also do to a sweet potato. The main difference is the color and the taste. Now, sweet potatoes are, you get it, sweet. They're delicious, they're packed full. In fact, I think they have most nutrients and vitamins compared to any other vegetable. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna make a gnocchi, which is really simple. A lot of people think it's a lot of faff and a lot of process, but it isn't. It couldn't be simpler, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Sweet potatoes vary a lot in different sizes, different colors and shapes. You get sort of roundish, domey ones, which look a little bit like a regular potato, and they vary, they can go super knobbly. In fact, this isn't even that knobbly. Down in Portugal, they grow a variety that's so knobbly, it kind of looks like a piece of ginger. I was very surprised to find out it was actually sweet potato as well. The main difference is the darker the color, the more vibrant the color, it is going to be more sweet. When you cut into some of them, they can be a bit like whitish yellow, and they don't taste that intensely as sweet potato. Whereas the darker varieties are a lot sweeter and they have a lot more going on. Gnocchi is often treated as like an alternative to pasta. Instead of flour, they use potato and they rice it down and mix it with egg, cheese, and a bit of flour to dry it up, and then boil them and then fry them. So we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna use sweet potato instead of the normal potato. And the result is something that's sweeter, something that has more flavor in itself. So first thing we need to do, as with a normal gnocchi recipe, we need to bake some potatoes. So I'm gonna stick them in the oven, 180, for about half an hour until they're soft all the way through. I'm gonna actually then peel the potatoes, so I'm not gonna bother seasoning up the skins or anything like that. Put them in the oven, take them out when they're nice and soft all the way through. So these have been in the oven now for about 30 minutes, and I've let them cool down for about 15 minutes after that. You can crack on with something else in that time. You know they're done because they're completely soft all the way through. When you bake them, the skin kind of separates from the flesh, so you can just carefully sort of just rip and pull away the skin, just like unwrapping it essentially, and then just grab it. You don't want really any skin in the mix. Get out into your bowl. Do the same with the other one, and then we need to give it a good mash. So we've mashed up our sweet potato. You can use a potato ricer, or you can just use a masher. I find it's a lot quicker and it's a lot simpler. Now we need to add a couple of egg yolks to bind it. There are some recipes actually which don't use egg yolk, but I find personally, especially with sweet potato, you do need that something to sort of bind it all together. We're gonna use mushroom powder, which if you look back at a previous veg hack, I show you how to make, and this just gives it a fantastic sort of savory, mushroomy taste. So I'm gonna be quite generous with that. Get that in as well. Salt, pepper, and then just give it all a stir. And you'll notice that the mix is actually quite wet. And with gnocchi, you need to roll it and then sort of make little balls from it. So you need it to be a bit drier than this. So you can add rice flour, you can add semolina, or you can add plain flour. And what you need to do is put enough in just so it dries it out a little bit that you can work with it. So like a really sort of loose dough. Get yourself a big pan of salted water, get it boiling, get it simmering away. And now we need to roll out our gnocchi dough. So I'm gonna do it into sort of 2 sausages. So it is a bit sort of tacky still. So you flour up your work surface nice, because you don't want it sticking and ruining it. And I'm just gonna roll it out, and you want to get it down nice and thin. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our knife, and we're just gonna cut little thumbs off, about sort of that sort of size, give them a roll into a little ball, and then we're gonna give them that classic little markings with a fork. So the reason why we fork it is that when we fry them off later on and put them in the sauce, we really want the sauce to kind of stick and stay to the gnocchi, not just fall straight off. So now we've got them done, what we're gonna do is we're gonna place them in the boiling water and we're gonna cook them until they float. Now this is important, you need to get yourself a bowl of ice water. If you don't have any ice, just really cold water. And once they're cooked, we're gonna put them in there, and this stops the cooking process because we don't want to overcook them, and we want them nice and cold so that when we fry them off, we're not overcooking them either, we're just making a nice coating. Carefully place them. You don't want to overcrowd the pan, give them lots of space, so do them in batches. And that's why we've got the ice water, to cool it down between batches so that when we do come to fry them off, they'll all be ready at the same time. At this point now, the gnocchi is cooked. We've cooled it down to stop the cooking process. So you can put it in the fridge and you can use it sort of the next day as well. What you do traditionally with gnocchi now is you fry it off in a sauce, you give it some color, and you pitch some extra flavor into it. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I made a really simple sauce. It was like butter, wild mushrooms, loads of garlic, and then I just finished it with a bit of spinach as well. And then I added the gnocchi in, and in the butter it sort of browns off and you get this beautiful sort of golden crust on the edge of the gnocchi. And then I'm just gonna finish it with some Parmesan cheese as well. The gnocchi is beautiful, it's got these crinkled cuts which is holding all that flavor from the mushrooms and the butter. And it's actually really delicious. It's been sat there for a while whilst we took pictures of it, but it's absolutely delicious. We don't do these just for fun. We really want you to try them at home. Sweet potato gnocchi is so simple. Have a go at it. Let us know how it goes. Leave us a comment and stay tuned, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more veg hacks.